2. Height. The ideal height? Just 5'7" to 5'9".
No one is shocked that these women are against it. It's benefiting them the most after all. It's a significant breach of trust.
We know to have nothing, and so we are appreciative in life. We are grateful, and we appreciate every penny that our men
begging for men to communicate with them and begging for men to pay for their subscription, asking for a whole bunch of money, yet the men are still not paying. They are not buying it.
So why am I alone if I'm such a great catch, right?
I mean, your product. Buying girlfriends. Steve Harvey, millions to their actual true marketplace value. Jack Bell. Imagine.
I need 6 figures.
Don't want big girls to be sexy. The 304s and the
Welcome to the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Today we're going to talk about the women in the West being attacked. You see, I scroll through social media to find subjects to talk about, and when I notice a pattern in something, I like to present it to my audience. And anytime you feel like I'm wrong about something or right about it, leave a comment in the comments below, and we're hoping to hold another discussion about it. But I noticed a pattern into something with the attacks on women in the West. You see, men have gotten tired, especially the middle class men, and I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. You got a society of people where the wealthy will do things to the middle class and the poor. The wealthy have the pick a choice of cars, clothes, and women. So the middle class lose out of that. Then when it comes to the YNs, the young ninjas, these are the ones who get robbed by the YNs. So the middle class men have stepped up. This is why you see a lot of things like Donald Trump being voted back in office. Part of his racism, make no mistake about it, but a lot of it is when you see a lot of black men voting for a bigot or racist, they're trying to give you a message, okay? And this is for my American women out there. These men are giving you a message, and that message is that come back into the household. All of that single mom, boss chick, I don't need a man, all of that rhetoric, it's really affected America. And a lot of men have opted out and even speaking to you. When you got women talking about they need 6 figures and you're not even a 6-figure chick. So we're going to get started in today's show, and I'm going to show you how the government is trying to correct a failed experiment. You see, feminism in the 70s and the 80s is a failed experiment. They tried to bring women up with us, equal with us, and you have made leaps and bounds in education, jobs, and things like that. The problem is you took it too far. Even the men that support you helped you take it too far. And now there might be an overcorrection. Because when I look at all of this, I don't look at the trees, okay? The trees might be food stamps getting cut. That's one tree. Another tree might be Section 8 getting cut down to 2 years. Another tree might be automatic DNA testing. But you got to look at the forest. You got to look at the pattern. And the pattern is saying that America is tired of the feminist hypergamy. And these men, and especially our government as it where it stands today, is going to squeeze and squeeze until you women go back into the household. Now I want to say something to you men. I just spoke to the ladies and warned them that you are under attack. Some of you know, some of you don't know. Some of you just don't even care because you might be good. But you women are under attack. But I want to speak to the men. As our government tighten the screws down on these women in our society and try to push them back into the household, they're going to fight back. You're going to see a lot of men getting black pills because these women don't want to be there. They don't want to have a man over them. So what some of these women do, especially the older middle-aged women, they'll join social clubs and stuff like that. Most of these social clubs are ruled by men. So they don't have a man in their personal life, but they join social clubs that are mostly ran by men. That way they cover their bases. But even that's not going to work. These changes in Trump policy is going to force women back into the household because they're not going to be able to do it alone. They're not going to be able to stick their chests out talking about I did it on my own. And this is going to be a major problem for men. It's already a major problem now, but it might get worse before it gets better. It might be 2 generations go by before things smooth out. Because when the Trump administration forced these women back into relationships with men, back into marriages, back into the household, these women are going to act a fool because they don't want to be there. They want to be out in the street shaking their ass, having sex with whoever they want to have sex with, mainly men who have over $100,000 a year. So for those of you who are hearing my voice, you men need to protect yourself. That's if you still want to deal with these women, because some of you guys are getting your passports and going overseas in a whole new dating market, which is okay. That's your prerogative. But for the men who don't want to do that, for the men who want to stick to their guns and stick to the dating pool that they're in, you need to be prepared. Because if these women wasn't with you before all of these Trump changes take place over the next 5 to 6 years, because government moves slow. And when these changes take place, these women are going to be begging to come back into the household. But once they get settled in, they're going to act a fool. It's going to be emasculation, trying to run the household when you know you're supposed to run the household. It's going to be black pills. So you got to be prepared to kick these women out. Get rid of them. Drop them. Fuck them. Go on about your business then. You got to be prepared for that. Let's get into the show.
The business mother. The business mother.
The Daily Read, your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're diving into a story the mainstream media doesn't want to highlight. Black women now face the highest unemployment rate in the United States. For decades, independence and boss chick culture told women they didn't need husbands or families, that government jobs and social programs would always be there to provide security. But the reality is shifting, and hard times are hitting harder than ever. Unemployment isn't just about losing a paycheck.
Look at the desperation in this girl's face. She's not an ugly woman. She can get a man, no problem. There's a young man probably love her dirty drawers. She ain't trying to hear none of that. But look at the desperation in her face right now. Within the next 6 months to a year, she's going to be involved with a guy, sucking up his resources, knowing she don't want to be there with him. That's when the black pill comes. That's when the disrespect comes. The Trump administration is not alone in doing this. Some of these cape wearers, the men that's around these women, that's supporting these women, that's got these women back, the cape wearers, these men are the ones who are backstabbing these women. Because some of these men don't agree with how things are going with the women in our society. But they smile in these women's faces, protect them, provide. But then these are the same men that have Trump's ear. These are the same men that is doing this, forcing these women back into the household. And remember what I said, I'm not your ally. Don't get it twisted. I don't even want to be in this dating pool anymore because it's tainted. You know, my wife is going to come from somewhere else. But let's continue on.
Check. It's about losing stability, dignity, and the ability to provide. Black women who once prided themselves on being strong, independent, and untouchable are now seeing the cracks in the system they depended on. Jobs are drying up, industries are cutting back, and the safety nets they relied on are shrinking. This is more than just an economic statistic. It's a cultural crisis. And it forces us to ask some tough questions. What happens when independence collides with reality? What happens when the system can no longer carry the weight of so many women depending on it?
I'm going to tell you what's finna happen. These women are going to try to get back into the household with men. They're going to try to cooperate with men. But it's going to be a fake cooperation for this generation. Now the next generation come behind them, it might be a little better. But this generation forcing these women who have been boss chicks, I don't need a man, welfare recipients, Section 8, paying $100 for a $1,500 a month house. For a lot of these women, they don't want you there because they're so used to doing whatever they want to do. Yeah, they want the sex every now and then, but they really don't want you. They don't want you there unless you got $100,000 or more a year. This looks like a $60,000 to maybe $40,000 a year woman. And I guarantee you she done said out her mouth, I need a man make $100,000 or more. This is the woman right here that will accept the man now that makes $60,000. And she's going to be miserable. Now her daughters might not be coming up after her because her daughters are going to have a man in the household. But this woman is going to be out of control. Let's continue on.
And most importantly, where do we go from here?
This is the Passport Bros flying out. They ain't sticking around for this.
How far does 1,000 pesos in the Philippines go? I'm gonna find out.
First things first, got some movie tickets.
In America, you'll never see this. The movie theater comes with free popcorn.
We saw that new Spider-Man movie, so good.
This man spent $18 US on a date with his girlfriend. And he did all of this with $18. $100 is $5,000 in their country. He's a middle-class man who's wealthy over there. This is why men are leaving.
And then we got an insane amount of food for the price. I tried Halo Halo for the first time. It slapped. Here's how many tokens you get at the arcade for less than $2. Karaoke is like 2 tokens. Games are like 1 token. It's insane. We could have spent all day here if we wanted to. And that's a pretty good day for $18. Now, a lot of Western women are upset in my comments saying that I'm broke or that it's embarrassing that I'm not spending enough. These countries are beautiful. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I think that exposes a toxic part of Western dating culture where the amount of money spent on the date is the value of the date or the value of the man. Where in asking a question, how much should you spend on a first date, is actually confusing to some girls in these cultures.
People are curious what's it like to date in the Philippines. What do you think is like
a good amount to spend on a first date.
I don't think the amount matters. It's just how you reject stuff.
Did you know Japanese girls have shockingly low standards for the perfect husband? According to surveys, if you meet just these 3 conditions, even the most beautiful girls will chase after you. 1. Stable income. A husband needs to earn over 5 million yen, about 35,000 USD a year. Many Japanese women still prefer...
Did y'all hear that? $35,000 a year makes you rich over there. That's what an actual McDonald's worker makes. $35,000 a year. And you got these women over here talking about $100,000 a year or more. This is why men are leaving.
For becoming stay-at-home moms, so financial stability matters. 2. Height. The ideal height? Just 5'7" to 5'9". And guess what? 5'7" is already taller than 90% of Japanese men. So if you're over 170 centimeters, you're already winning. 3. Kindness and consideration. This ranks even above looks in Japanese. Makes sense. Because in this culture, being emotionally supportive and respectful is non-negotiable. Turns out, the bar isn't sky high, just stable, kind, and slightly tall.
Meanwhile. Alright, so check it out. President Trump has proposed changes to the government assistance housing program called Section 8, which could limit people's residence in these homes to just 2 years. Now, of course, some say this is going to...
This is one of the trees. Remember what I said, people. You got to look at the whole forest to see the pattern. This is one of the individual trees that's attacking women in the West.
Really impact the poorest of us. It's an assault on them during tough times, but I think it's a great idea even during tough times. Now, the way Section 8 works is the government will pay some or all of your rent, and often what happens is you have a building that looks just like this that's multi-generational. The grandmama, the mama, the daughter who's pregnant, all in one building, all at the bottom of society with no incentive to ever improve. Now, sometimes they'll be in a home that looks like this, kind of nice, with manicured lawns and all that good stuff, but it's still the same thing as the ramshackle property. And that property right there, if it's filled with Section 8 people, often will become ramshackle. Even if it doesn't, it's the same mentality of constantly being dependent upon the government and being subject to their will. So whatever they say, you gotta do. I think the best way to empower poor people is with education. Give them the skills they need to go out there and make a living, rather than just subsidizing failure and keeping that permanent underclass in society.
Have 30% of men in the world raising and paying for children that aren't theirs.
So, honestly, I think paternity tests should just be mandatory. My ex-boyfriend told me.
This is the second tree in the forest where women are being attacked in the West. They are trying to force you back into the household. We don't care about the education. You can get it. You can still get it. We don't care about how much money you make. You can still get that. We don't care about your voting. You can still vote. But they are trying to force women back into the household. This is the second tree in that forest. Automatic DNA testing.
That married or not, if I ever had his baby, that he would DNA test before he would accept that child as his own.
So there's been an uproar because some women are saying that they're against it and some women...
No one is shocked that these women are against it. It's benefiting them the most after all.
Women will never understand how it feels like to not know whether a child is theirs or not. So honestly, I think paternity tests should just be mandatory, because men, there's too many times where men experience the kid not being theirs, and at that point it's like we won't ever understand that feeling. We'll never even understand the doubt. So why shouldn't it be mandatory? That's something that it should be a right.
I'm getting a lot of commentary like this saying, oh, we could fix the issue if we just had automatic paternity tests at birth. And I'm not saying I disagree with any of you, but first and foremost, no one wants to be the party to bear that burden. And I can't help but notice that most of these comments are coming from men, and I think it's important for all of you to know that this is legislation that's been discussed, and it's been largely opposed by male legislators.
Now she's right. Let me explain that. Even though it's beneficial to men to not take care of children that's not theirs for years and then find out later, the problem is there are other men who got that cape on. There are other men who are running around here acting like they are holier than thou, thinking that, well, these kids need to have somebody take care of them. No, let the father take care of them, not the stepfather, not some dude that they put a baby on. Let's get into it.
So if you really want something like this on the books, which I don't necessarily think is a bad idea, give your legislators a call.
I would refuse the fucking test. It baffles me that people just assume their partner is cheating on them. If you don't think it's yours, why are you with her? Paternity testing is the only way to make sure you are not paying for raising someone else's kid. Men just want any excuse to get out of parenting and supporting their children financially. I'd be so pissed if my boyfriend asked for a paternity test at birth. Like, why do you think I am cheating? I don't think the majority of men think their partner cheated on them. My mum used to tell me a man's greatest fear is that he's raising someone else's child. I really don't get it. Don't you trust your girl at all? Every one of these women has the same excuses. They all say, well, don't you trust your girl? Or, why would I cheat on you? These statements and questions are ridiculous. A man can trust his girl, but he also wants to verify. Trust is important, but so is reassurance and certainty. The number of men discovering they've been raising other men's children is only increasing. This isn't just a minor issue. It's a significant breach of trust with lifelong consequences.
Now let me explain something before the passport bros take off again. You gotta understand, people, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Because with all of these trees that make up the forest that I'm finna explain today, it's forcing women back into the household. These women are gonna give you black pills. They're gonna be angry, frustrated. They don't wanna be there. Some of these women are gonna try to get back in the household without giving you sex. There's a rise in sexless marriages, sexless dating. These women are going to try to pull out all the stops, including having sex with other men and putting babies on you. So you men might think this is a good thing, and it is, but you got to be guarded for at least 1 or 2 generations. Passport bros taking off.
To the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia, yes. The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that need them, women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives. Mm-hmm. They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your men.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them, it's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't. So.
You see that? You can see it on her face. She don't treat men with respect. This is the same type of woman that'll come back into the household after all of these changes are made and just totally disrespect you because she don't want to be there.
We know to have nothing, and so we are appreciative in life. We are grateful, and we appreciate every penny that our men make.
This is a passport bro's new girlfriend. I think it's his wife now. She's cooking breakfast for the family.
That most of you don't do. You may consider them broke in your high maintenance life, but here in Asia, we consider them rich. We always compliment our men. We always make them feel they're the most handsome men in the world. And most of us dreaming to have kids with them so we can have mixed, beautiful kids. And don't worry, ma'am, because as soon as they arrive here, they will never feel lonely again.
Whoa! Meanwhile,
you hear that? They flying out.
DEI is dead, or at the very least.
This is the next tree. Okay, we already got the DNA testing tree out the way. Okay, this is the next tree. We got the Section 8 tree out the way. This is the next tree inside of the forest that you need to be paying attention to. They're firing women left and right. They're stopping all this boss chick talk.
It's dying. It's giving its dying breaths. Part of Donald Trump's election mandate in 2024 was to end discriminatory practices in hiring, in staffing, in both private companies, in the private sector.
He didn't do this by himself, people. Trust and believe there are black men in his ear. They might be black conservatives. But trust and believe he didn't think about all of this on his own. He might have went to the black men in the community, the ones that lead the community, and asked them, how can we fix the black issues? And I guarantee you that some of the cake wearers that are stabbing you in your back told them, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. They are going to force you thots, 304s, whores, prostitutes, promiscuous women. They're going to force you back into the household.
And in government as well. It's immoral. We should all agree on this by now that DEI as a practice is unethical because it rewards incompetence, it doesn't prioritize meritocracy, it prioritizes mediocrity, and that is fundamentally un-American. So the American people are demanding quality again. They're demanding that people be judged on the basis of what they bring to the table in skills, in talent, not in checking an identity politics box. And this is good news. But leftist media cannot cope, and they're trying to say that DEI disappearing gradually is because of, you guessed it, racism. So there's been a massive drop of African American women from the workforce, and the knee-jerk reaction from leftist media is racism. It's gotta be racially motivated. Something is pushing them out that's nefarious. But let's lock in on this phenomenon.
This is where I disagree with her on. She says something is pushing them out and it's a lie, but no, it's the truth. They are pushing black women out. Matter of fact, they just started on the white women. They're starting to cut loose white women. They are forcing you to go back to the household. You can still go to work. You can still vote. You can still do all the things men can do. But they finna take all of this boss chick mentality, I don't need a man mentality. They're snatching this shit away from you. You gotta look at the forest instead of the trees. This is just one tree.
And dig a little deeper. Here's a headline from MSNBC. 300,000 black women have left the labor force in 3 months. It's not a coincidence. The insinuation from MSNBC, which is a very, very liberal network as well as publication, is that black women are being forced out of the economy.
Men have created a complete and total drought for women by removing themselves from the dating pool.
She touches on it right here, but I don't think she fully gets it. She says men have created a total drought by not dating, not sharing their resources, and now the government comes right behind the men and causes another drought. What do you think this is going to lead to?
Taking all of their time, money, resources, and energy and placing it directly towards themselves. And the women that are feeling the effects of this the most are definitely the ex-workers. For crying out loud, you all, we have women that are on OF begging for men to communicate with them and begging for men to pay for their subscription. And let's be honest, you all, a lot of these OF girls, it is not like they're asking for a whole bunch of money, yet the men are still not paying. They are not buying it. And all across the board, it is just a complete struggle for women. And I told y'all that this day would come.
Now with Trump passing the law that if your kid's on if you put your baby dad on child support.
This is the next tree in the forest. We've already covered 3 trees. This is the next tree where men who pay child support can now claim the child on income tax.
They're going to be getting the money from the child.
President Trump just signed an executive order that we can no longer have free housing assistance.
I don't know if y'all have heard about it yet or not, but baby, my baby daddy just sent me a message, y'all. Talk about if you put your baby daddy on child support, they'll be claiming the kids on taxes.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. On January 15th, TikTok was in a world of craziness and went into a frenzy after a claim that Trump was going to pass an executive order that would allow parents who paid child support to allow them to claim their dependents on their taxes. So this had mama bears in a frenzy all over TikTok, thinking that their baby daddies were going to be claiming their kids on their taxes and that they would not be getting the child tax credit.
Passport bro leaving. They flying out.
Undesirable? Are you calling the passport bros undesirable because you are no longer desirable to them? Is that the reason why?
So what makes me a great choice? So why am I alone if I'm such a great cat, right?
The question actually answers itself if you think about it. You are alone because the marketplace doesn't value, your product. Unfortunately, many modern women suffer from the mental disorder known as sexual market value dementia syndrome, which is the inability to gauge one's actual value to the opposite sex. Because of the influence of lying girlfriends, Steve Harvey, MILF hunters, and Tinder, these women are oblivious to their actual true marketplace value. Now, because SMVD syndrome is usually misdiagnosed as alpha female, Miss Independent, or bad B dysmorphia.
I have a very strong personality, so I need a really strong man. I need a guy that can lead.
These women will leave good boyfriends and husbands because...
You see this clown? You see this clown ass woman? Hair shaved on the side, looking like Butch, like she's a Butch. This is the type of woman that's gonna come back into the household because she has to. She can't do it alone anymore. And she's already made it known she need a strong man. Right? She need an alpha man, right? What she's gonna do is she's gonna try to get with a man just to get her bills paid and just straight disrespect him. She don't want to be there. Just like the girl in the first clip with the struggle face. This is the face of the woman that's going to give you a black pill. This is the face of the woman that's going to get pregnant by the dude she giving you a black pill with and try to say it's your baby. You men need to protect yourself for the next few years, because this shit is going to get worse for at least 2 generations before it gets better. The experiment is over with. The whole feminist bringing women out, up with us and all of that was an experiment. And it did work in a way because it helped women produce more, get educated more, and vote. It worked. But it had side effects that's too bad for America. And those side effects were disrespect, because women love love, men love respect. It's a difference. The disrespect is one of the side effects. 80% of the women fooling around with 20% of the men is a side effect. Because the more money that these women make, the more money they're going to ask for out of her man. And it can't happen because most of the men in America make anywhere from $40,000 to $70,000, maybe $60,000 a year.
They believe that they actually stand a fighting chance in the hypergamy race. You see, the passport bros have transcended the foolish practice of force-feeding themselves undesirable women just to make society happy.
And what he said is true. What Destro said is true. Men in America have been force-feeding themselves, including me, undesirable women, fat, used up, baby mama, 4-5 baby daddies with 5 kids. You know, we don't want that. We might have sex with that because we're horny, but we ain't finna wife that up. But we've been force feeding. Some men do wife them up because they've been force feeding themselves, these women, for decades. And now men are fighting back, especially the middle class men. They're fighting back and they're telling America, we don't want rich men's trash. If she's not marriage material to you, what makes you think we want to marry them after you get done making them out of nut rags? We don't want that shit.
This is the way.
Meanwhile,
winter is coming. Winter is coming.
In light of everything that's going on with the sisters being put out in the cold as far as to go with the workforce, and I hope I said that in a way that's...
Corey Holcomb touches on it too. But a lot of these commentators that's talking about this isn't talking about the big picture. They're not talking about the pattern. The pattern is they're forcing you unruly women, promiscuous women, back into the household. 304s, side chicks, because side chicks are going to start trying to look for men too. You know why? Because being a side chick means you get whatever that the man you sleeping with who's married give you. But now that you've been cut out of the workplace, that's not going to be enough. So basically what's finna happen is a lot of these side chicks and side pieces and work wives are going to start going out looking for suckers. They're going to start going out looking for men that can sap resources out of, because the man that they sleeping with is married. And his wife is not going to keep allowing resources to leave her household. So you men are going to have to really protect yourself now against these women.
It's not scandalous, just honest. The sisters, all those jobs they used to give the sisters in the government, they have a regime now that ain't having it. So a lot of the sisters are out in the cold.
Over 300,000 black women have left the workforce, according to MSNBC, and it is not a coincidence. We have seen the cuts that the federal government has been making, specifically across the Department of Education, Department of Health and Human Services, and we have seen the cuts happen. We've also seen the cuts happen over the last few months, specifically at the federal level and also across the private sector due to DEI.
I prefer not to get married to an American woman, is because most American women are wired for divorce. Many of them come into your life just to divorce you. They are okay with going through a divorce. They are not willing to take any heat.
Contrary to what they say on this app, big girls, the 304s, and the single mothers is getting put up.
She lying. She is a liar. She's trying to make it seem like it's cool to to be a big woman, a 304, and a baby mama. The proof out here in the real world is contradictory to what she's talking about. Nobody's putting these women up. They're still having sex with them, but ain't nobody wifing these women. And now that these men are leaving out of the country, jumping into new dating pools, these women are alone and struggling. And the few men that are left in America, mostly married men who got a few side pieces, they're going to have to cough up more resources. This is why a lot of men who are on these women's side, this is why a lot of men try to shame you into not leaving the country. Because they need you too. They need you to take out their trash once they done with it. And middle class men are telling you, we ain't taking out your trash. You take out your own fucking trash. You put the baby in them. You put them in that apartment. You live in a house, but you put your side piece in an apartment. You take care of that trash. We ain't taking care of that trash. Not anymore. It's over with. This woman's on here lying.
They getting taken off the market by the numbers. Don't let this app fool you, okay?
La La Land.
We must all revel in awe at the ability of modern women to ignore science, math, and statistical data when necessary. The ability to jump in and out of a self-imposed hypnotic state like Jack Black in Shallow Hal. Imagine being stuck in a prison cell and you could will yourself through the abstract guise of positive affirmation to believe that you...
I want y'all to read that. Let me go back.
Prison cell and you could will yourself.
I want y'all to read that. What do she bring to the table? Multiple bodies, another man's baby, obesity, attitude, and STDs. I want y'all to just read that for a moment. And middle class men are tired of this. A woman that has all of this right here is used goods. We ain't trying to wife up women like this. But people in our society are trying to force these women on us. Like we really checking for these women. We're not. We ain't checking for these women. I'm not checking for nobody that's obese, that has an attitude, that got other kids in the household. This is why men sit outside in their car for 15 minutes before they go in the house. Because they sit there and they look at that house and be like, damn, I don't have no authority in this house. I got a woman with an attitude. Ain't no food cooked when I get in here. She's probably cheating, which brings STDs. She's probably heavy set. Got multiple bodies. Anywhere I go, she sees a guy she knows. More than likely, he done knocked her off. He done had sex with her. These are what men are trying to avoid.
Through the abstract guise of positive affirmation to believe that you are actually in a 5-star hotel. Mushrooms or LSD could never match the pure hallucinogenic might of the modern female's imagination.
I need 6 figures.
Look at her.
For in the land of make-believe, they can bewitchingly twinkle their nose and make high body count 304s more valuable than virgins.
Does body count matter for guy or woman, and how much is too much?
My personal opinion, whatever happened before y'all got together doesn't matter.
I agree.
They can twinkle their nose again and make single mothers with multiple kids and baby fathers la creme de la creme. Another nose twinkle, and obese women become the sexual desire of all men.
They don't want big girls to be sexy. They don't want us to be happy because... sorry.
But all this this mental gymnastics come at a heavy price. 1 out of every 4 American women are on some sort of antidepressant drug.
What did you say?
Big girls, the 304s, and the single mothers is getting put up.
After a night of successful tenderloin extraction, we've all seen the healthy supply of prescription drugs in these ladies' medicine cabinets, plus a small bar of Chardonnays and Merlot wine to wash down those Dr. Feelgood horse pills.
I agree.
We all know, for example, that single mothers, obese women, and 304s are gourmet dishes like Hot Pockets or day-old 7-Eleven sushi rolls.
Apparently my wife is like leaving me. I just found out on TikTok.
Even the dykes and the homosexual women and the studs are going through it with these women. This is a stud right here. She has a wife, and even she's going through it.
Just because I voted for Trump.
Should women be scared of the new Florida divorce law? Yes. No longer is.
This is the 5th tree in the forest where they're attacking women because they're changing the divorce laws to where now you can't ride the rest of your life after you've married a dude that's rich and thinking you finna take half of everything he got, alimony and all of this crap. They should put a stop to that.
Their permanent alimony. The amount of alimony that you're going to get has been predetermined. The length of time that you are going to get alimony has been cut down. That's why married women should fear the new Florida divorce.
Today's my birthday. What is you doing?
I don't care. Your birthday.
Listen to this bitch. I called her a bitch. Listen to how cold she treating this man. And this is why I'm telling you guys, they are going to force women like her back into the household to be covered under a man. And I want you guys to really pay note to this. Take real notes on this shit, people. For you men out there. Listen to the disrespect, the emasculation. Just watch this very carefully. And you can tell he ain't abusive to her because she has no fear of treating him like this. Listen to this.
Birthday is a regular day. You was born today, happy birthday, that's it. I told you happy birthday when 12 hit, and that was that. I told you happy birthday. What you want me to do? Bow down to you? Like, what you want me to do? That's your problem. you think everybody owe you something, and that's no. Here.
You just took off your wedding ring?
Yeah.
This woman right here, this disrespectful ass bitch. Let me explain something to you what's happening right here. She already done got her back blown out by somebody that she's more interested in. That dude probably has more money than him. More than likely. Because she's not an ugly woman. But she's trying to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin so she can move on to the next dude. These are the type of women that's finna come back into the household. You men are gonna have to be careful. You cannot play games with these women at all. He should have snatched them rings up, told her, alright, bet. Now go on and get up out of here. Pack your shit and roll out. Because I'm going to tell you another thing that's going to happen. Once he leaves her, that dude that's blowing her back out, he probably there for the sex. But he's going to realize that, damn, I got to take care of her now. And then he's not going to want to be involved with her.
Just say don't do shit. Go ahead, keep it on. You want the watch you bought me too? I didn't have that.
Are you serious?
Why are you cussing at me? I don't understand why you're cussing.
What the f is your problem?
Okay, so now you...
The audacity. This is why I say this man, she can't say abuse. This man ain't, She ain't got no fear in acting like this. Ain't no abuse going on here. More than likely, some dude already, she done caught some dude eye. He done already knocked her down. And now she ready to move on. With no remorse, no feelings or nothing. That's why you can't have remorse and feelings for none of these bitches. At all. None. If it ain't your daughters, your mother, you know, your close family of females, you can't have no remorse for these women at all.
At least you could have think the whole date during my birthday to make me feel good, okay, on my birthday, and then break it with me.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Listen, I'm just
we are grown adults. We can't communicate.
on my birthday.
We can't communicate.
On my birthday.
Who cares about your birthday? I don't know why you keep saying that.
Passport Bros rolling out. This what they going overseas for right here. Both of them girls probably can cook. You know, loving, feminine. You know, not blowed out, not fat. This what they going for right here, brothers. This what they going for. This what they going for right here.
So, Passport Bros. Usually when I record, I try to, succinctly think of what I'm going to say. I don't have anything written down. I don't have any notes. It's only 90 seconds, but I would hate to get to the end of it and be like, dang, and like it, and be like, I forgot to say such and such and such. So there is some thought, contrary to what a lot of y'all believe, behind the content. But I didn't even think about Passport Bros. I didn't even know research. I could freely. I could be live. I could do this live. I believe from the little bit of content that I've seen from Passport Bros, they get a lot of flack, right, for going overseas to find more docile women, more what they consider feminine women, more subservient women. And I'm like, why would I be offended by that? Why do I care that a man goes to find what he wants? Like, we don't got passports too. For the life of me, I can't understand why a woman would be offended by that. He just wants somebody he can use and abuse. First of all, he probably ain't using and abusing her. He probably taking care of her because she know how to act. Sorry, I'm simply some type of old school woman. Okay, so when I say she know how to act, I mean, I'm saying it. Some of us over here in the Western world don't know how to be women. So he went to find what he wanted. Why am I mad? I got a passport too. So y'all probably gonna be surprised who I end up with.
Hold on, y'all. This is bad. Went beyond American women. I can't date them. They're too masculine. Parents' women are soft and tender. American women remind me of NBA Youngboy. Bro, if you 7 foot 100 and can dribble the basketball, you a wizard on the court, and you have more blocks than Rudy Gobert in a single season than his career high.
You gotta watch out for guys like this. This guy's a panda bear. He's pandering to the women.
You're getting on these accolades and in your first year, you're arguably top 10 in the league, and you can't control a 5'2" woman. That's because of you, bro. That's because of you. Any woman anywhere is submissive if you just stand.
This NBA player says he don't fuck with American women. They too masculine. They remind him of NBA Youngboy. And now this panda bear, who's probably a simp sucker, is on here pandering to the women.
No business. And nigga, you wear size 24s. You can't stand on business, nigga. That's you, nigga. That's you. Some poor nigga can't keep his woman in check. That's insane. I guess anytime a woman get uptight, you be like, circle it left.
Meanwhile,
women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym, I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar, I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls. Don't approach me at the library, I'm just trying to get my work done. Don't approach me at the grocery store, I'm just trying to do my shopping. We have been saying online for years to not approach us places because we're not there for a man and we're just trying to do our own thing and don't want to be bothered with it. So men have stopped approaching women, and now they have. But then you as a woman now don't want to approach men because that's that's not feminine. But now you can't even attract because we all have scared men out of approaching women in public. You kind of got to take back what we said and just be like, no, you can approach us. Maybe just don't be a cat or an asshole or a creep or a weirdo.
Thing that they've been claiming that they didn't want us to do for decades. Yeah, now they're trying to shame you back into doing that very same thing. If you want a man, you shoot your shot.
Fuck you and Fruit Loops. That's the end of the discussion. Everybody knows motherfucking Captain Crunch. I don't want to hear shit about it. Shut up, bitch. I said I don't want to hear shit about it. Not a word.
I hope you guys learn something from this. Women in the West are under attack, and they're not just attacking you for no reason. Okay, you women in the West are under attack because 30, 40, 50 years of feminism, and middle class men are tired of it. They're tired of the disrespect, they're tired of the boss chick mentality, and they're going to other places. And some of the men who don't want to go to other places are keeping their funds to themselves, their resources to themselves. You women got to understand something. You are being attacked. Don't focus on one or two trees. You're going to have to focus on the whole forest. Because these are foo-foppers. We call them foo-foppers. You know, me and my cousins, when they're putting them hands on you, they coming from all different directions. And it's hitting you all in the face, in the neck, in the head. And it's going to force a lot of women back into the household. But I'm going to tell you, once they get into these households, they're not going to act right. It's going to be at least 2 generations, because a lot of these women are so far gone. Like that woman that threw her wedding rings on the counter and told her man she didn't want to be with him anymore, and had that crazy attitude like, fuck your birthday. And I mean, no remorse, no sadness, no nothing. Just cold-hearted. You men are going to have to protect yourselves. They have spy shops everywhere. Get you one of those pens that have the little micro camera in it. The body cams. The hat cams. The hat that got the camera on it. Keep that stuff on you. You ain't got to record everything. But just in case you feel something is off, have that body camera on you. You men are going to have to protect yourselves out here. And not just against the women. You got some cape wearers out here that's with it too. Most of these cape wearers are men who have means. They got status in the communities. They have money. And they will shit on you too, just like these women. Because they laugh because they have the pick of the choice of these women. They're not affected by none of this shit. So I hope you guys learned something from today. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Business.